Hey guys, it's Nons, and today I'm going to go through like a few questions I was asked and a few coping skills that I do to sort of try to bring down my anxiety when I go out in public. It's sort of like distraction techniques. This is going to be a long video. I'm not going to apologize for it because I've been asked questions and I've been trying separate videos to do it and it doesn't work out. So I'm just going to do it all in one. And I hope to post this because I've had 3 or 4 videos where I didn't post it because it didn't feel right. So I'm just going to go through everything that I do to make my agoraphobia, and panic attacks and everything a little bit, I don't want to say manageable because it's very hard to deal with it, but you have high and low anxiety. And when you're, I don't want to go into all the technical terms and everything because technical with me has me sort of straying away from all of the techniques. So it's not going to be all technical. It's going to be sort of just speaking the way that I comprehended everything I learned and what I took from it. So I hope this helps you guys. The first thing I'm going to go into is people ask, where does, anxiety start? Where does it get so bad where you can't leave the house, or you do have panic attacks, or you don't really, you're not around people anymore, which I'm not around really anybody anymore. It could stem from certain things that happen in your life, certain traumas. It could be you're born with it. I mean, there's so many things that it could come from, but when it gets there and when you get crippled by it, it's hard to get out of, and it takes a lot. So what I'm going to start with first is, which I hope people that watch me that have anxiety, I hope you guys do this for me because I think it will benefit a lot of people and it will benefit myself. If you are able to do videos, if you've been doing videos, do a video response if you can to this video, and try to remember like the first time you started ever feeling anxiety and what you used to do, even if you didn't understand it was anxiety, just what first, like you can remember back if it was your childhood, even if it was when you're an adult, whatever. What brought you to, like, what were your first major panic attacks, I want to say. So what memory brings you into that? If you could do that safely. If it triggers you, don't do it. I don't want you to do this. I want to do it to help people, but I don't want to hurt you in any way. So if you could safely remember when you started getting the panic attacks, post a video response to this video and tell me and others how it started for you, the panic attacks or the anxiety. So if you guys could do that, the ones that follow me that do have the anxiety, if you want to put your first memories on how it started, please do a video response to this. With the video responses, I do have to approve them, but don't worry, I'll approve them. But so when you do post it, it's not going to show up right away. It's going to show up when I approve it. So if you guys are going to do a video response, just let me know, and like I said, I'll approve it as soon as I get to it. So I hope there's a few people that can do that. So there'll be more people explaining their stories. If you can't do a video response, just leave it in the comments of what you remember. Just to show how many people are there that do suffer. I know it's hard, but please try to do it for me. So yeah, I'm going to go into my first memory, which I tried to explain this several times. It's sort of hard to explain, but I'm going to try. So I was either, I want to say 5. I'm going to stick with 5. That's what I'm going to stick with. It's 5 or 6. And I would wake up at night with my heart pounding. And back then when I was 5, I didn't know anything about my heart. I didn't know really that I could feel it pounding. I didn't know that I could hear it. I didn't know anything of that. So my heart would pound. I'm thinking it's just a sound I'm hearing. So I wake up. And for some reason, it would draw me to like the landing, the top part of the stairs. I was on the 2nd floor. So I would sit on the top stair. And I would wonder what this pounding is. I mean, it would be my heart pounding now, I realize. But I would wonder what this pounding is. And being 5, you sort of instantly think of what you're scared of, like what you watch in the movies or the stories you hear when you're afraid of something that's really, you don't know where that fear is coming from. So I would think of Bloody Bones. If you guys don't know who Bloody Bones was, I don't really recall what he was exactly, but I think there were just stories. Like we would tell stories at that age, or hear the adults tell stories of Bloody Bones coming to get you. So if the younger people don't know what Bloody Bones is, just equate that with a Jason or a Freddy or whatever. So I was just scared of Bloody Bones. Now, obviously, I'm going through a panic attack that woke me up, but at 5 years old, I'm not going to understand that whatsoever. So, when I heard my heartbeat, which is like if you're hearing a drum, in your ear, at 5 years old, not knowing that that was my heartbeat, I would think that was Bloody Bones' footsteps. I would think that Bloody Bones, I would hear him coming up the porch to the front door, and so every time my heart would beat, which would beat faster and faster, I'm thinking, okay, Bloody Bones has made it to the house because I hear his footsteps. And Bloody Bones got in the door, and Bloody Bones is looking around the house and behind the couch and looking in the kitchen. So every time I'm hearing my heartbeat, which is getting faster, in my ear, it's just like Bloody Bones is gonna get me. So each heartbeat is each footstep for Bloody Bones. Do you guys understand it? I hope so. So I would sit on the stair, and I would wait for Bloody Bones to come around that corner, come up those stairs, and get me. And I would sit there for at least an hour, I don't know, and just totally be so afraid I couldn't move, be frozen with fear, and just hearing Bloody Bones. And I I couldn't move, I couldn't run. I just sat there with so much fear. I didn't know what to do. And I would do that every night. And I don't know how long that lasted, but of course I never saw Bloody Bones because Bloody Bones' footsteps was my heartbeat. And I was tortured as a child with that late at night. Don't know what time it was, but everybody was asleep, and I would just be sitting on that top stair, and I would just be panicking and having panic attacks. And at 5 years old, I had no idea what I was going through, except I thought a monster was coming to get me. And eventually, I grew so tired, I just crawled myself back into my room and in bed. And those were my first experience with panic attack. I think that's where a lot of it started, because I didn't understand and I was fearing something that wasn't there. And it would wake me up in my sleep and have me sitting alone and have me just wanting security, and I was too afraid to ask for it because I didn't understand what was going on. So that's one of my first memories. So I think it started early for me, my anxiety. And so yeah, so that's sort of the example, if you guys could remember, sort of what, brought you to maybe this stage in life now. So, okay, moving on. So I've been real depressed lately. I've been having anxiety, a lot of it lately. My life, since I've been saying this, since I've been doing these videos, for me, I feel like it's gotten worse. I've had more obstacles to overcome, and doing these videos also, you realize how much you don't have support from sort of the people you know. Well, for me, because certain things, I'm just like, is anybody watching my videos that knows me? And not many people know me in the first place, but even fewer watch my videos. So that sort of makes me feel more secluded. And I have had, like I said, people on YouTube that became YouTube friends with me, I think. And I've had people tell me their stories, and like I said, that keeps me going with this, because it does make you realize how much people are suffering and are afraid to say anything. So I'm just going to go into, I know I've been rambling, oh gosh, it's been a long time. I'm probably going to cut some things out of here to make it somewhat shorter, but when you're going out, what I would say is, if you're going somewhere and you're afraid to go somewhere, do sort of like a dry run on the place. Go with somebody that you're comfortable with, somebody that knows your disorder, that's not going to make fun of you, and go to the place and sit outside. Sort of get a feel of it before you decide to walk in, because if you just do that all in one thing, it might be too overwhelming. So, or you could just go in front and prepare yourself to go. And what you get to oh, I can't talk. How to prepare yourself is, um, what I do is I have a few objects that I focus on, and I breathe. Now with the breathing techniques, I used to hate when people used to try to teach me these things in therapy. I used to be like, whatever, I have pain, you don't understand, it's overwhelming, nothing's going to help this pain. And I still feel that way with a lot of aspects of it, but with the breathing, which is hard for me to do now because I'm anxious, but that's when it works that I'm not going to have time to go through. Anyway, people with this breathing technique, they might do 5 seconds. I do 7 seconds. So what I do is, for 7 seconds, you're counting in your head to 7. You're inhaling for 7 seconds. So it's a slow inhale. So, like when you start your inhale and you count to 7 and you stop. Then you hold. You hold your breath. Hold your breath for 7 seconds once you inhale. So inhale, hold. Inhale for 7 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, then slowly exhale for 7 seconds. So you keep on doing this, and you're sort of controlling your breathing in the way you're counting, and it's a distraction method. I hope you guys understand that. So like I said, inhale slowly for 7 seconds, hold that breath for 7 seconds, exhale slowly for 7 seconds. So learning that is sort of a distraction method. Once you have that down, then use it for when you're in a car or you're just standing there waiting to go in somewhere to sort of relax. And, as much as you can. I know it's hard, but that sort of brings you to a different place. You're not as panicky. Well, at least I'm not when I use that. So you guys practice for that breathing technique and maybe tell me what you think about it. If you don't understand, send me a message. I'll try to break it down a little bit more. But right now I think I covered that. I don't know what else I could say about it. There's other things as far as what I was mentioning as objects. Whatever your interests are, if it's something you could get small. I like crystals. So with crystals, if I'm panicky out in public, I have a few crystals in my purse. And what I do is I'll take them out, and while I'm sitting there like for an appointment or something, I could go into asking myself questions, of course in my head where nobody can hear me. But like with this crystal, what does it feel like? It feels smooth. What's the color? It's black and gray. There's spots on this crystal. I could count the spots maybe if I wanted to. Does it feel cold or warm? It feels warm. There's so many different things you could do. Just ask yourself questions about the object that you're holding, and that's sort of a calming method. Bring different colors, like this one's blue, and um, just like I said, there's feel, there's just what you visualize, certain things like that to bring yourself down. You're not focusing on what's going on around you. You're focusing on this one object, and you're focusing on the color. You're focusing on the touch. Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it smooth? Is it rough? How many colors it does have in it. Certain things like that. So crystals work for me. I have this, I don't know if this is, I think it's a crystal. I don't know what it's called, but my brother got me this. My brother got me those two. Anyway, it comes in a bag like this, and I could just focus my attention on the bag. I could say, what does the bag feels like? Kind of velvety. What color is it? Sort of a pink, sort of a purple. I mean, that's sort of confusing in itself, so trying to figure that out can help. So what's inside it, I'm not sure what these are called, but I'm going to say crystal. So it looks like this. And this is small enough for me to bring, and it has so many things that I could focus on that I could ask myself, the colors in it. It has lines, how many lines, it's rough around the edges and smooth hair. So there's things that I could focus on that will take my mind away from what's going on around me. So you guys could bring something like that. I also have on my keychain like a little, I don't know what it is. It's just like a little bear or something that it's all rough looking and everything, but I focus on that so you could like get things that go on your keychain that you could look at it and sort of talk to yourself about what you see and what you feel. And that's really, really a good strategy to sort of calm yourself down a little bit before you either go out, to a store or whatever, while you're in the car, while if you can't take the bus, which I can't take the bus, but if you do wind up getting on there, you can distract yourself from everything around you and do those techniques. Just always be aware of when your stop is or something like that. Another thing for it was good is for appointments. If it's hard to go to the doctor's office and wait, these earphones, like I have a Zune, so I listen to my Zune, and Zune, iPod, whatever. I have these earplugs. Now these earplugs are sort of almost like I want to say suction cups, but it doesn't suck. But anyway, yeah, I don't know how to explain these things, but you put them in and it blocks out the sound, so there definitely has sound reduction for the outside. And when you're playing music, don't blast your music because you still want to be sort of aware of your surroundings. But this totally blocks out what they're saying so loud, like all the other people that are waiting in the waiting room. Oh, my eye keeps on watering. No, I'm not crying, people. I just have watery eyes because I just always do. Anyway, so those earphones block out the outside noise a lot for me, so I don't have to become so overwhelmed by the people around me. So those are a few techniques. There's the breathing, there's the objects, and there's the headphones where they're not like normal headphones. You're sort of plugging your ears in a way, but and that's the big part of what I've been doing, and it takes a lot of time to go out. I still hardly go anywhere, but when I do, I have these little objects that I take with me, and I have the breathing technique, and it helps a lot. So, yeah. Even when I'm home, and which I've been home a lot, and like I said, focus on something you enjoy. Focus on some type of hobby, arts, craft, makeup. When I'm home, which I've been home and I've been suffering mentally for weeks now, I just remember, like I said, what my mom used to do. And my mom has passed away now, has been since 2001, but she had a lot of mental disorders, and I never understood why she would get up and do her hair and put on makeup and paint her nails when she never went anywhere. And obviously she had agoraphobia, but I had no idea what that was and didn't know why she wouldn't go out. But I'd always wonder, like, why is she doing this? Why is she putting on? She's not going anywhere. And it was just to make herself pretty. She just wanted to feel pretty on that day. And, that's a reason to do it. And I didn't realize how important that was until I had nothing to do and I just try to get through the day, and I'm just like, well, if it's not just to paint my nails today, I'll just paint my nails today. That's something to do. Who cares if nobody sees it? They're painting it. And, put on makeup and experiment with colors I wouldn't wear out in public and do my hair. And that's just something that's been getting me through. Even though these last couple of weeks it's been hard to even do that much, but I did it today, and I got up and I did this video. I just have to appreciate the little things that I can do when I am this down, because it's what keeps me alive. It's what keeps me alive. Doing things, doing my hair, doing my makeup, doing my nails, even though nobody is going to see it. I see it. So, if you draw, draw. If you read, read. Write. If you write, write. Anything that keeps you going. And you could use that for a video response if you want to. What keeps you going through the day when you're the only one that can and there's nobody else around to do it for you? What keeps you going? Those could be some things that you put in your video. So, yeah, I hope this helps somebody. And like I said, I'm going to be editing some to try to make it shorter, but it's still going to be long, guys. And that's it for now, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.